Have you ever had a dream so big it felt like it could swallow you whole? For Leo, that dream was shaped like a soccer ball. He was the smallest kid in his class, the smallest on his street, and definitely the smallest one who dared to dream of playing on the biggest fields in the world. While other kids were trading cards, Leo was trading his free time for endless hours with a worn-out soccer ball. His backyard wasn't just a patch of grass. It was his Wembley, his Camp Nou. Every morning, before the sun even thought about waking up, Leo was out there. His tiny feet would dance with the ball. A blur of motion against the morning mist, he'd set up cones-filled water bottles. Mostly, and weave through them again and again. He taught himself to juggle, starting with 2 taps, then 3, then 10, until the ball seemed tied to his feet by an invisible string. People would walk by and chuckle. "Look at that little guy," they'd say. "He's got spirit, I'll give him that." But they didn't see what Leo saw. They didn't see the roaring crowds or the stadium lights. They just saw a small boy with a big imagination. School was tough. During recess, when teams were picked for soccer, Leo was always the last one chosen. If he was chosen at all, he was too small, they said. He'd get pushed around. The sting of being left on the sidelines was worse than any scrape he got from falling on the pavement. But every time he was overlooked, it just added more fuel to his fire. He'd go home, grab his ball, and practice even harder. He started studying the greats on an old, flickering television. He watched how they moved, how they anticipated the play, how they used their size or lack of it to their advantage. He learned that what he lacked in height, he could make up for in speed and agility. He wasn't going to win headers, but he could be the fastest one on the field, a little rocket that nobody could catch. He worked on his balance, his control, his vision. He started to see the game not as a battle of strength, but as a game of chess played at high speed. He knew where the ball was going before anyone else did. He saw the open spaces, the passing lanes that were invisible to others. One day, the local youth club held tryouts. Leo's heart hammered against his ribs. He was surrounded by kids who were a head taller than him, with stronger legs and more confident strides. When his turn came, the coach barely glanced at him. But then the ball was at his feet, and everything else faded away. It was just him, the ball, and the goal. He moved like water, flowing around the bigger, slower players. He passed with a precision that was almost surgical. He saw a tiny opening and took a shot. The net bulged. The coach, who had been looking away, snapped his head back. He called for the ball to be passed to Leo again and again. Each time, Leo did something unexpected, something brilliant. The other kids stopped seeing a small boy. They saw a player. By the end of the tryout, the coach walked over to him. A new look in his eyes. It wasn't pity or amusement. It was respect. "What's your name?" "Son," he asked. Leo, breathless and covered in sweat, looked up and said, "Leo." That was just the beginning. Leo made the team. He was still the smallest, but on the field, he was a giant. He proved that it's not the size of the player that matters, but the size of their heart and their dream. His journey was a testament to the idea that with enough passion and relentless hard work, you can overcome any obstacle. You can turn whispers of doubt into roars of applause. Leo's story reminds us all that our biggest limitations are often the ones we place on ourselves. So whatever your dream is, no matter how impossible it seems, remember little Leo and his soccer ball. Go out there and chase it with everything you've got. Thanks for watching. If this story inspired you, hit that like button and subscribe for more. We'll see you in the next one.